Talk to us, Mama.
In light of our recent experiences, I expect we all have questions. I trust Zero can answer some few of them. We should still be owed at least that much, I dare say.
Again, Peter or Sean, he's got dragon Ethan.
Zero, one-day character development demands you learn to give via charity, and I cannot fucking write.
Alright. Estinian. Estinian! He's the Azor Dragoon.
Can I just say, like, Ajdai's form was not really what I expected.
Just another great worm. Anyway. You've come to the 13th before, yes? You fought Voidsend here. But clearly you didn't know they could regenerate, else you would have shared that detail beforehand.
I seemed to say dead. I was a bit in a rush and didn't have time to wait around and see. I kind of want to say that.
Yeah.
It's true. We had to run away and save Nero's house and stuff.
It's true.
From what I know of your foray, I can hardly blame you. Perhaps they returned after you left, but if they didn't, there must be a reason why.
So does that mean the Cloud of Darkness is still hanging around?
Yeah, the Cloud of Darkness is still alive. That's why we had to run so fast. She was trying to blow us up with particle beams.
There are circumstances in which we are unable to return. If you like, I can tell you about this.
Please do.
Peter.
The more you devour, the more powerful you grow. But in the process, your essence is blended with those of your prey. If you were to lose your flesh, the souls you had come to harbor may break free and coalesce into distinct void center once more. And before you yourself return, your own soul might be devoured by your enemies or your erstwhile prey. A fate more likely for stronger beings who require more time to regenerate. However, even assuming you survive the process, it's highly uncommon to return as you were.
Yet despite his greater strength, Scarmiglione managed to resurrect rather swiftly. Are there others capable of the same?
Not that I'm aware of. His attachment to his flesh must have been unique for him to develop such an ability. I believe we understand the fundamentals of rebirth now. If I may, I would ask you about your power. Will you tell us about it? What you saw should speak for itself. I combine the ether of the soul and crystal. Many wielded this power during the Contra Memoria, but I'm the only one left. I am told that heroes of the 13th once sealed gods in stones called Auracite. Are they in Memoria one and the same? Auracite. I do not know this word, but the world is vast, and perhaps Memoria had different names elsewhere, but it does sound quite similar. How does one come to wield Memoria, and what happened to your peers? I've never thought about that. I do know, though, that Voidsand can't use the power. I assume I can because I'm mortal in part. I see.
Got Mama seeing through some bullshit that we're not.
Zero, I wish to ask you about the man named Gulbez. He may well have my sister in his clutches. Is there aught you can tell us of him?
The name sounds vaguely familiar, though I can't say how I know it. If he is powerful, however, someone in the castle may have heard of him.
Then we must try talking to the other Voidsent again.
Let us entrust the task to our friend here. Their echo will help facilitate communication. More importantly, they should be able to maintain their composure better than a concerned sibling.
That I cannot deny. Forgive me, but will you not ask about the Gulbez in my stead? On the terraces to begin with, perhaps. Thank you. We shall remain here and discuss what other avenues we might pursue in the meantime.
Well, so yeah, this is probably going to be the last quest for tonight.
Available tomorrow night.
I can't do tomorrow. Can you guys do Thursday?
Maybe.
Yeah, I could do 39.
Oh, the other way. I went the wrong way. I'm an idiot.
Lel.
So, you, so did she avoid sense or not?
Both?
Because-
I don't know.
Cat Mom is spelling bullshit.
Didn't Unkalai say that the aura site was used by the warriors of light of this world and they kind of got corrupted?
It was used to steal away primals, and then that energy eventually bleeded out, corrupted them, tempered them anyway. They became primal thralls, and it all just turned into chaos and pandemonium.
Went to
And
war, and obviously the whole thing was Igil's plot to try and fully rejoin.
So, again, it's starting to look more and more like either this is our shard, she is our shard, or at least was a warrior of light at one point.
Unkalai was.
And Unkalai was one of the warriors of light, so is Cyrena.
Yeah.
Or
So-
Cilia, whatever the fuck her name is.
But yeah, so it stands to reason that Zero here was/is a warrior of light as well.
It would
Especially if she
also
knows how
make
to
sense.
create the aura site. Uses it.
I mean, it would explain the reaction of the crystal.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Fearful Voidsent, we want to talk to him first?
Yep.
Alright.
So the clever one hadn't been eaten. If no one wants it, then perhaps...
If you want to become
No.
Iceland for all time. Yeah.
Wilbert. Of course I know of him. Only a fool without ears wouldn't. His archfiends lead armies to ravage and conquer. They devour those they deem useless, those who cannot fight. If you don't want to be eaten, then you had better flee. Though soon there will be nowhere to run.
Alright, on to the
So-
Forlorn Voidsent.
So they eat who's strong and they eat who's weak.
If the one who devoured her dies, perhaps the mistress will return. Then I may bask in her gaze again.
Horny shit.
Gulbez, you say? My mistress spoke of him. He commands the archfiends. They are very powerful, and have conquered many domains. The mistress made us defend the castle from them. Yes, she did.
Golbez is set on conquering the 13th in its entirety.
And then probably setting his sights on the other shards too.
Possible.
Or the source, at least.
We're still gathering information here, so. Alright, and the Watchful One.
Ugh, the tasty one returns to tempt me. I mustn't eat you. I mustn't eat you. Golbez. I know of him from those I have eaten. He has minions, and those minions have minions. No one ever sees him.
Except the beans.
Easy to reach him.
Alright, back to the seat of the foremost.
Oh, we can do mounts here.
Oh, we can?
Apparently.
Sweet! Argos, come to me!
Can't fly.
You cannot fly, but it's better than walking. Never mind me
faster.
in this car that you guys have probably never seen before.
Not the regalia, then, I take it.
I meant I was talking to the Void Sense.
Ah,
Probably have never seen
Speaking
a
of
car.
mounts, Avela now has the Europod and the giant gold saucer Sabatender.
nice.
Of course.
Excuse
I
me.
meant Flesh on.
That took me
Alright,
a long time to
Rushman.
save up for.
Alright, Darshan, talk to us.
Speak to us.
Welcome back. Were you able to learn auto value?
So countless voids sent answer to the Archfiends, who in turn answered to Golbez, as your vision did suggest.
Scamillione's aggression is also consistent with the claims that the Archfiends conquer other domains.
The question is, how do we reach Golbez if he surrounds himself with armies of minions? We could target his other Archfiends, or perhaps those who have fled his service. Either may yield useful information. That said, we can't do much while we're stuck on this isle.
Zero, I would ask a favor of you. I am determined to save my sister Ashdaya. If there is even a faint possibility that Golbez has her, then I must find him. To that end, I want you to lend us your strength and knowledge. Will you accompany us on our quest? Forgotten the way of my world already? If you want help, offer payment. None here will aid you out of the kindness of their hearts, and you claim otherwise are liars and betrayers. Or is this less a request and more a threat? If I refuse, will you force me to serve?
What do we say?
I don't think she needs protection per se.
I kind of want to do the bottom one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of seemed like she thinks that we're just going to do what Xenos did.
Yeah, just cut to the bullshit. Or cut through the bullshit. Surely you must desire something, name it.
Or, okay, so we're doing the middle one?
There were, what? There were only two.
I have 3.
You're a Reaper.
What's your third one?
We're not like Xenos. We would never ever force you to serve. You
I
guys
don't
don't have
have-
that one?
No?
You're a Reaper.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to choose that one then.
It's probably because as a Reaper you could bind them.
I have no purpose. Why would I desire anything? That's why I didn't bother to resist when the ones here fell upon me. What
Here's
matters in a world that's already dead?
Mine, she answers with things like, you aren't forcing your avatar to serve against its will. That's true. Yours is an equitable covenant. That being the case, I believe your words. You would provide fair payment.
By that logic, you've no reason to refuse our requests. The payment need but be to your satisfaction, correct? Did I not already say as much from the start?
Very well, Zero. I propose you travel with us, and whenever you perform a deed that requires payment, we will provide it in ether.
That's all you had to say. Everything else was superfluous.
Fair point. Where to now? Either a place the Archfiends may strike next, or where refugees and deserters may seek sanctuary.
I know the latter. I'll take you there. I assume you also know how we can get off this isle? I was brought here on a mount. We can leave the same way. Now that you mention it, I did notice some flying creatures near the terraces. Given our numbers, we'll need a large one, but regardless of size, all can be won over with ether.
Excellent. Let us go and find our mount at once.
Can't wait to melt the icy hearts you have there.
I kind of like how I had unique dialogue. Uh-oh. We're being spied upon.
Not good. Lord Golbez must hear of this.
What was it
You
Golbez
little
was
shite.
saying about us last patch?
I don't know.
He knows about us.
He knows we're here at least, that we're doing shit.
I don't know exactly what was said.
Hydromantic terraces. It just occurred to me that that's a combination of hydro and romantic. I imagine in its heyday this was a very romantic place and it has a lot of water. So, yeah, makes sense. Hydromantic.
Whatever this castle was before it got all dark.
Yeah. I mean, it's based on Troya from FF4, which was a castle that was run entirely by warrior women. So, makes sense. Alright. I've reached
Yeah.
0.
I have to.
Yep, on that.
Alright.
We should be able to find a mount here. With the castle in disarray, the creatures will be hungry. Just a little ether should suffice. Are you ready?
Leave Troya keep? Yay, nay, yay. Yay.
There it is.
Auto advance?
Hang on. I'm not there yet. There I am.
Go.
Let's go.
It's really interesting how even though this is an apocalyptic world, there does seem to be some rudimentary semblance of order to it.
Survival of the fittest and feed with ether. Ether is the currency here.
Good. It agrees to serve. Get on.
Town, is it?
Wow, that's a callback.
The gremlin. Aren't they simians?
No, gremlins are just assholes.
What is this place?
My domain. In the beginning, it was a sanctuary for me alone. But over time, others began to gather here.
Do I need to stop
Those who had
auto-advancing?
nowhere else to go.
We're good.
A settlement of pariahs.
What's that? Mortals! They're mortals! What's enticing ether? Let me have some, let me have some! Not fair.
They're fucking scared or...
I mean, you see the shit she can pull. Of course they are.
You are under my protection here and will not be harmed. I give you my word.
Yet she allows sanctuary to the weakest of void sent who be in other words. And doesn't eat them.
Follow me.
That tells me she has at least a degree of compassion.
I'm guessing this was
Protecting.
probably her hometown before the flood.
Protecting the weak. Strength like no other.
Yeah, more tiny clues that she's probably just like us.
She is us.
This is a surprisingly large map. I somehow get the impression that this might wind up being something like a Dolmen Enclave project, where you just slowly rebuild it over time if you've done the certain things from the Shadowbringers role quest endings.
Look at that. Look at the statue in the middle.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a look at that too.
Uh-oh.
Doing the Passage of Arms pose. Just waiting Voidsent. What does he have to say about it? Whose likeness is this, you ask? The hero who will save the world. I'm waiting for the day he comes, or was it a she? I can't remember the details. I don't know how long I've been waiting, or why even wait. Could you be the hero, perhaps? No, I don't think so. Something tells me I'll know when I meet him, or her. I'll just have to keep waiting.
Feeling bad for these void scent.
Yeah?
God damn it, we're feeling bad for void scent.
This is a void scent of someone who probably, since before they were void scent, are just waiting for the hero that will undo it all.
But it's a bit late for that.
I was about to say...
They'll be waiting like, it's possible, technically. We did it with the empty. We can do it here, but it's going to be a very, very long time. Well past our Warrior of Light's lifetime. We'll be dead long before it's done.
Maybe, but could be the next expansion dealing with it.
Consider yourselves duly warned. If you wish to go among the void sent here, that is your choice to make. All have fled from one master or another, but whether any of those masters in turn served Golbez, I do not know. You must ask them yourselves. Most have traveled to your world, so it shouldn't be difficult to communicate. We shall go about making inquiries at once. Thank you for your counsel. Once we've learned all we can, let us reconvene at yonder plaza. You're going too, of course. In which case, I shall accompany you. I wish only to observe. Do not expect me to help.
And yet you want to observe.
Then it's settled. I'm ready when you are.
He wants to know what friends are.
That or she still just feels that connection with us.
Who knows? Alright, Zero's following me now.
We're
The
following.
first thing I'm gonna...
We're being followed by ourselves.
And the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna barge into her house.
Excuse me?
Ask about Zero's abode.
Ooh, yes.
I call this my abode, but spend hardly any time here. I return only for meditation. While physical wounds can be healed by replenishing one's ether, you can't preserve your form if you lose sight of yourself. Such is the risk inherent in consuming another's soul. It dilutes your sense of self, alters you, inside and out. To guard against this, I meditate. Visualize who I am in a place all my own.
Your house.
Makes sense.
There's another talking point in front of the statue.
Yes, I am curious about this and that one void and I feel really bad for.
That big void scent's still there.
The flying one?
The big flying one.
Yeah, he's alright. Ask about the plaza. This is the heart of my domain. Normally it's deserted, but you and yours have drawn everyone out. I don't recall the statue, though. However it came to be here, I certainly didn't wish for it.
Okay.
Up right here,
There's a hungry void scent right here.
Yep, let's talk to him.
the hungry boy.
Stay away from me. If you don't want to be eaten, stay away. Golbez. Golbez, I've heard the name before. I remember. Always speaking of a great crusade. I don't know what that is, but it sounds delicious.
A crusade, you say? From whom did you hear this?
Thought she wasn't gonna help.
I mean, if it relates to her domain.
Farfarella, he is a minion of another minion, went on and on about the terrible things he saw.
I see. Perhaps Farfarello can tell us more.
There's an amiable void sent over here by the Mind Flayer.
There's also an empty-eyed void scent, not far. Which one do we want to go to first?
I'm already next to the amiable man.
Alright, I'm on my way to him now.
You know, with all these void scent talking, I'm a little disappointed that I never got to talk to mine.
Right?
You're one of the mortals, is it true? When you die over there, you really die?
Yeah.
You technically come back.
So it is. So it is. What brings you here, then?
Ah, yes, Gulbez. He seeks strong minions to grow his army, so I hear. But recently he stopped doing that. Instead, he devours all. Perhaps he's gathered enough fodder and is now intent on bolstering his own strength. A sure sign that he is about to make a move.
Diane, I thought you weren't helping.
She is what we call a tsundere.
Again, if it's
Lot of-
us, that's a little weird, Tom.
There's a lot of unknowns with this woman.
To walk around with her like that. You're a minion, then. You know I don't take minions. They have some questions, and I want you to answer them. Gulbez. I do not know that one. Only Skathik. When she led us beyond the veil, I grew scared and fled. I've been here since. I don't know anyone else, nor do I wish to. That's all I can tell you. Skathik was a powerful voidsent who ruled over a vast domain. That was a long time ago, though, so I doubt she has any connection to Gulbez. Satisfied with what you have learned? But let's step away before you come too tempting to resist.
So, I thought the
Skathik
things that
was...
were... Sorry, go ahead.
Just as a reminder, Skathik was the childish-looking queen lady we fought just before Diablos in the Void Arc storyline.
Really?
Yeah. And then Diablos ate her and became Uber Diablos, and then we kicked the shit out of him and punted him back to the Void with the Null Stone.
Okay.
And at
All right,
some
talk
point
to
in time,
Zero.
He becomes an android or something.
Yeah, his essence gets pumped into the Diablo armament. It's the final boss of that storyline. Alright, we talking to Zero?
Yep.
Yep.
Seems the rumors of Gulbez reach even my remote domain. Fair to assume he's gathering strength for his crusade, whatever that may be.
Bad news. Guess what?
But I must say, I wouldn't have guessed that Farfarello once fought in Gulbez's army. It's a miracle he survived serving an archfiend. Nah, I suppose I should explain. Farfarello is the weakest among us, constantly in fear of being devoured. He seldom consorts with others. The only one he's comfortable with is Siriato. He's a fellow coward who runs the instant he senses a threat and won't stop until he's exhausted. When their hunger grows too intense, they feed on each other's ether. Such is their relationship. But I ramble. You intend to seek out Farfarello, I presume.
Turns out he's like a friendship to me.
Then I'll come with you. He's less likely to hide that way.
Meanwhile,
elsewhere,
in the
Meanwhile, the new Legion of Doom.
the new Legion of Doom. One of the things is out.
Well, yeah, because we killed Scarmiglian.
Not only did the mortals conquer Troy, they defeated Scarmiglione.
Are you all also?
Yep,
I
I got it.
struggle to believe it. They're very small, my lords. They were aided by one of our world, who transformed Scarmillione's soul into crystal. Crystal? This one speaks of Memoria. Now there's something I've not heard for an age. It'll bring a pang of nostalgia to my breast and a tear to my eye. Yet the very notion was an absurd! Drifting our gone, drowned in darkness. As were we all.
And yet Scarmiglione still does not answer. Were he alive, he would have returned by now. Weakest though he was, his ability to regenerate was without peer.
Yeah?
If this account is true, if a Memoriat has survived, They cannot be suffered to live.
Pretty sure Golbez here is voiced by Xenos' actor.
Leave this matter to me, Lord Golbez.
They reuse their actors a lot.
I, Barbariccia, shall strike down any who pose a threat to our plans.
BARBARICCIA?
BARBARICCIA.
'Tis true, you are a proven commander, well suited to leading an assault.
And when I have succeeded, I would beg a boon of you.
What do you desire?
The dragon's ether. All that remains.
The insolence! Know your place!
With respect, my locks are free as the wind, without incentive to sway them. I know not whither they will blow.
Somewhere, Garuda is having indignant noises.
Boldly spoken. I trust you will not disappoint me.
Upon this flowing hair and my immortal soul, I will not fail.
Then go and impress upon these interlopers the futility of defiance.
My lord.
Oh, Golbez, you're never going to hear from her again.
You know what's hilarious? We came here to just learn about the Void and to find Ajdaia, and now we kind of put ourselves against a oncoming army.
Hello, with the Warriors of Light. This is new for us.
Whether that army would ever go to the source or not remains to be seen, but indeed.
I mean, Void Sent go to the source all the time, and they have an open passage to it pretty much all the time. So
True. Though most of the time, in order to get to the source, they have to be summoned there. But anyway, Zero, talk to her again.
Fellow keeps to the fringes of my domain. This way.
Also,
Talk right here.
okay. Also, Miss Wind in the Final Fantasy IV, she was actually accompanied by those three Jester Sisters or whatever they're called in the tower as well.
Yeah, the Mega Sisters.
That was it.
So, wait, do we need to talk to her again, or did we already?
I mean, we can talk about Farfarel's hiding place here, but it's an optional dialogue, flavor text.
Yeah.
I might do that.
The Void Sent here don't answer to a master. They can do as they please, but all must answer to the hunger and seek out prey when they need ether. Except Farfarello and Siriato, that is. They are content to take from one another. Barring an incident, they dare not venture out. When he takes flight, Siriato will not seek shelter until he is utterly spent. Farfarello, on the other hand, prefers to hide in the same place. Come.
Well, apparently not, because it's the other one. We talked to them, yes.
I found Siriato.
Just having a quick look to Varshan. Passing. There he is. Oh, he's one of these creepy bastards.
Alright, Siriato, talk to us.
I remember seeing these right before the Diablos fight.
Whatever will I do now? Siriato? This is rather unexpected. Where is Farfarello? Farfarello isn't here anymore. He's left. Yes, that's right. Left? That doesn't sound like him at all. Well, he's gone, all right? What more do you want me to say?
Somebody's lying.
And off he flees, as he is wont to do. But something about this doesn't sit well with me. What do you make of Siriato's behavior?
He ate the other guy, probably.
What do we say?
I don't think he was telling the truth.
Yeah.
He was, yeah, he was scared of something.
Yeah. I vote bottom one.
Yeah.
Bottom.
I don't think he was telling the truth. So you think so too? As he says, Farfarello is gone, but that is quite unusual. As is the fact that Siriato, who was clearly frightened by something, chose not to flee, but instead hid here, where Farfarello usually... No. We must go after Siriato. Now.
Yeah, him.
And she already mentioned that's a rule here, don't succumb to your hunger and kill another.
Hence why they were scared, because Zero's gonna...
Siriato, we need to talk. There's no time. The wind rises. We must flee.
The wind rises? Oh.
The wind rises? What is he talking about? After him.
I knew she was going to say that.
So, the other Archfiend's coming, and somehow they know about it.
Maybe that was the Archfiend Farfarello served under.
Possibly.
I mean, there are only ever 4, so that gives us like a 25% chance of being right on any guess. Alright, Siriato?
What's gotten into you? What do you mean the wind rises? When the wind rises, she comes. Barbariccia! Barbariccia? Who in the world is that? We must flee. All of us. There's no time.
So... yeah.
I don't sense anything, but he seems convinced. It's a dead end beyond. We'll corner him.
So, about that trial fight that you were excited for, Tom.
Yeah, I suspect it's Barbariccia.
Hey, kill 2 fiends in 1 patch. Screw you, Gomez.
Alright, Siriato.
I'm curious what they're going to do with Golbez, considering the plot twist of him in 4.
Alright, disable text auto advance, not voiced.
Yep.
We're doomed. There's nowhere to run. What are you running from? I already told you. Barbariccia, the Archfiend of Wind. Archfiend, you say? We will be devoured or forced to serve. To fight in the crusade. And it makes no difference. In the end, all are eaten by her or her enemies. I didn't want to fight anymore. That's why I fled and came here. I see. That explains everything? Almost. I thought it was Farfarello who used to serve an Archfiend. Not you. Not you who always ran at the first sign of trouble. You who now speak as though you were Barbariccia's minion. There's only one explanation.
Top one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he devoured Farfarello, didn't he?
Indeed, that would account for his uncharacteristic behavior. So, is that the way of it? Did you devour Farfarello? And not just a portion of his ether, but his entire being. How did you know? It wasn't only your behavior that felt strange. You felt strange, as if there were more than you present. Now, I don't believe you would have lost control. More likely it was at Farfarello's behest. I can't hide anything from you.
Oh.
I admit it. Farfarello didn't leave. I ate him. He feared Barbariccia more than anything. Hated the endless fighting. So he begged me to devour him, that he would never have to fight again. Rather than an eternity of fighting, he chose a moment of pain. For all the good it did, I can still hear his voice in my head. He's frightened. So very frightened. When you are eaten, your essence is blended with that of your devourer. And though you have no control, your consciousness in part endures. Were this a world where the wheel of life and death still turned, the soul wouldn't linger so stubbornly. In time, it would return to the great flow. But there's no such end here. No escape. All know this. In making his choice, Farfarello must have been desperate indeed. And now that desperation has joined with Siriato's fear, driving him to act erratically. This place will become a battlefield. We don't want to be eaten. Neither me or Farfarello, but there's nowhere to go. Nowhere. Then tell me about Barbariccia. I would know who it is we face. It's too late. She's as good as here, and no one can escape her winds. No one.
She's here.
Hi. Oh, cutscene's changed to voice, I bet. Yep.
Enabled. Go. She has come. I'm curious what this one looks like.
She's hot. At least in Final Fantasy IV, she is.
Did the first one look pretty much the same?
And she's brought her domain with her. The Archfiend's after you and yours, I shouldn't doubt. Perhaps you should go and find them. But be warned, whatever this is about, do not expect us to get involved.
They're after you, actually.
After all of us.
The Skull doesn't really give a damn about us. It seemed more like what it did.
You and me both.
Hey guys, we have a problem.
One of the Archfiends approaches.
They must have been tracking our movements.
She's here.
Wow. Whoa. That's a big sword. That is a lot of hair. Jesus. Garuda, I think you have some
rivalry. Garuda would be freaking
Excellent.
the fuck out.
You've saved me the trouble of traveling to Troya.
So you're Barbariccia.
Mind your manners, mortal. My name is not to be spoken, save in reverence and fear.
And she has an ego.
Of course she does, she's an Archfiend.
And what is this pitiful domain? Pitiful wretches all. I will put you out of your misery.
And nope, no you won't. Okay, can we not try and stop that?
It happened kind of fast, so...
Can you remove faster than the wind?
Ask Garuda.
Alas, poor Scarmiglione.
Didn't expect a
Good
sword
riddance.
user.
Felled by outsiders in pursuit of what? Pray tell.
A dragon. One who crossed to this world thousands of years ago. Know you aught of it?
A dragon, you say?
If she wants to eat
My
your
Lord
sister.
Golbez is more clever than I realized. To let the prize live, that it might lure more prey to us. Very well. In gratitude and service, I shall devour every last mote of their souls.
Where is she? Where is Ashdaya?
Huh. You even share its scent. How curious. And irresistible.
God, those eyes are creepy.
A little bit.
If you think us easy prey, you're wrong.
Unlike Scarmiglione, I need not skulk in shadow to claim what is mine. If you would know about the dragon you seek, then enter into my domain. You may flee instead if you wish, if the fate of the sorry lot here is of no concern to you. One way or another, I will have satisfaction.
Against Carlo was stepping up to the fence and avoid scent.
Apparently.
What's the plan then?
We go kick ass.
Go. What do we say?
I vote
Top one is definitely.
Yeah, go after Barbariccia. What else?
Do what we do best, breaking fast. It's not a primal, but it will serve.
Indeed. Yet she will have the upper hand in her domain. We must be no less than fully prepared.
We find her and get our answers. Will you be joining us, Zero?
You may be easily goaded into accepting her challenge, but my curiosity is not so insatiable as to cloud my judgment. Nevertheless, if you are desperate for my aid, you know my price.
I shall pay it. So long as you leave me strength enough to see my sister home, you may take as much as you wish.
Breach road's not a good idea.
And lest you forget, mine is no ordinary ether. Barbariccia too recognized its potency.
Feed on the Iron Vitra.
Very well.
Breach road, you
We have a
really need to
bargain.
be more specific on how much you're letting her take. You just said as much as she wants.
So long as it leaves him enough to fight and bring his sister home.
And it's still a lot. How much ether Nidhogg's eyes had, there's no telling how much his has.
Anyways, talking to Estinian.
Is it good?
The less time we give the enemy to prepare, the better. If everyone is ready, then let us set forth.
Indeed. And yet, my heart weighs heavy for those Barbariccia struck down. Were it not for us, she would not have come here. Should you require a moment, Zero? For what? Barbariccia took what she could. She was wise to strike quickly, as we would be.
Agreed. This is no time for sentiment. Only the battle matters now.
You know, I'm really just glad that she is coming, because we kind of need her to make sure the thing stays dead.
Barbariccia would probably take longer to regenerate than Scarmiglione did.
True, but we kind of need her to make sure she stays dead.
Zero, talking to Zero now. Alright. A word of warning. Barbariccia spoke as if she would give us answers if we were to defeat her. But even assuming she'll talk, which I doubt, I trust I needn't tell you how foolish it is to give an archfiend a second chance. Best to seal her away at the earliest opportunity. If you wish to peer into her past, the memorial will suffice.
Yeah, we have to say we can't do it at will.
Well,
It just kind of happens.
The Echo has convenient timing. I'm sure it'll work out.
What do we say, though?
I mean, the top one's pretty much just to the point.
Yeah, let's go.
But yeah, let's just go.
Yeah, I can't wield the power at will.
Well, then you had better hope it favors you when the time comes. Rest assured that this won't be our last opportunity to learn about Ashdaya. If another archfiend were to fall, Golbez would surely be compelled to respond. We need only wait for our quarry to come to us.
Indeed. If our struggles with Scarmiglione taught us aught, it is that we must hold nothing back when facing an archfiend. Let us heed Zero's advice and seal her away at the earliest opportunity.
If we're all in agreement, then let us be off. We travel by Nizrak.
Activate the Nizrak Sparkling. Travel to Barbariccia's domain? Yes.
This place is just all air.
I feel like you're a touch ahead of me.
You're not the only ones who can ride the wind.
I think she's rather vain in her appearance.
Oh, fuck, FF4 Fiend. Nice.
Go get him, Mystidian. Just gonna seal them all. Look at her go.
Leave these ones to us.
Teach me how to do
I
that.
see to Barbariccia.
Why aren't I doing anything?
Oh, they're leaving
They
us
got-
the
they-
easy job, as usual.
Yeah.
Oh, we leave the big one to us. Of course.
Yeah, they're gonna keep all the tiny shits off of us while we deal with the big lady.
I love how she's just standing there, just like, are you gonna get down there or not?
Oh, Crystal of Asbum! Ascian powers, away!
Wait, I thought that thing was drained.
What?
Oh,
Our
I
soul
thought the
crystal?
was drained.
Of its
No, it's
power
always
to-
been orange.
No, the
No, it was drained of its power to resurrect the souls of the dead. That was a temporary thing. It could still summon, we could still use it to summon allies from afar, because that's our, like, signature power as them.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
specifically, it lost its powers of light from Heidelin. It still has all of its other gimmicks.
All of our power from back when we were on the convocation. That's all still.
Yeah.
Athanatos, beware the tornadoes.
so that's just her thing. Tornadoes.
She is the wind fiend. She does wind.
Typically invulnerable with a tornado.
So just are all the designs pretty much spot on from the one you're used to?
At present, they seem to match
Come.
pretty much one for
Give
one.
yourselves
Although,
my
to be fair, this
scouring winds that
Barbariccia
I
is
may
wearing more
feast
clothes.
upon your essence.
That's not saying much.
She always uses a sword?
No, actually, in Final Fantasy IV, she didn't have a weapon. She just buffeted you with winds all the time.
Just pay attention, you'll be fine. Twice, don't die. Good.
Although it says, and if we die a few times, it's just part of the fun.
I think we know this by now, with us being where we are.
Okay, well, good thing I'm gonna tank this gun, because I do not want to be the first one to go. We have 2 paladins, 2 reapers, bard, summoner, white mage, and sage.
Really, Tom?
Sharing our culture.
Such
That's the
rich,
voice.
All right, we're
exquisite
starting.
ether. My head shimmers with anticipation.
I assume this is going to be a raid wide.
Easy stuff.
Ow.
Oh no, God.
Okay, I guess
What?
that's that.
I get away from there. I would assume that's an AoE marker. Get away. Oh,
And then air raid. Okay, she's gonna fly to her sword.
Yep, that's a charge. Oh dear.
I'm in pain.
Okay.
I'm in pain too. Oh god, and the tanks have to stop.
I do not know what these things mean. I am confused and lost there.
Okay, it's gonna be a spin. I think in.
In. I'm in bed.
Instinct. My instincts are good. Okay, she's jumping to the thing.
I'm still.
I'm listening.
I have got 2 bone stacks. I'm.
Oh boy. Food is good for emergency being where you want to be.
My limbs are as the wind.
The fuck? It's such a pachaka.
Hair. I don't like hair.
Supple.
Yeah. Well, there's one mechanic I do now.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I can't join that. I have 2 bomb stacks. Sorry.
Are you working, Chris?
Okay, it's gonna be a line and then a jump. Be ready to run to her location.
Try this.
Alright, to the sword. I assume. Yep.
Still alive is very badly burned.
Things are going great.
Hey, yeah, so this one's definitely tougher than Scumberleone was.
Well, that was a dungeon boss trial.
Double tank buster. Remember the days when there were only 1 tank buster?
Gotta add new shit to keep it all fresh. Okay, teasing tangles. This bullshit again that yanks us in.
Okay, so complicated, just avoid any order there.
You feel it too, do you not?
Oh shit!
Oh no. Features the first of all.
The healer is down.
You've done well to last this long.
And we're
Thank you.
But the battle has only just begun.
Oh good, what is this?
What is this?
Oh, it's a tornado in it. She's got the sword.
Let's see.
Oh yeah, this is remember this.
What is the what?
Why did she suddenly get so thick?
That is not her.
What's she? She's gonna punch you.
Mommy Dom, apparently.
Oh no!
Oh no.
What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
I'm putting bombs on myself. That's what I'm doing.
I mean, that was fucking cool.
That was cool, but that hurt.
Oh, she's fine.
Okay.
Now. Oh my god.
Oh fuck. Oh god. Oh Jesus.
She's not playing serious.
They're still there. They're gonna jump back through. Ah god. Ow!
Just sped up.
Calm the fuck down, woman.
Stop following me, tank.
They have nowhere else to go.
She's angry.
She is very angry. Punching the ground.
No, Barbariccia. Okay. God damn.
I've never seen what you meant.
Yeah. This is a oofta. Things to dodge now.
Tornadoes. I mentioned the tornadoes.
Yeah, Yes, he mentioned
What the fuck is happening? I don't know what's happening.
Shit is happening.
I fucking guess.
Feel my fury.
Go for it. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Take me, I'm so glad I can. Oh, the casters in this. The poor casters.
Oh god, this shit again.
Alex and Black Mage supposed to function.
I have an AoE, fuck you. Oh god. Go to the edge. Oh fuck.
How does the Black Mage really do anything in this part of life?
By knowing. Knock back, don't be too close to her.
Break your every bone.
I'll break your every bone. I don't want my bones broken. I like my bones.
Jesus.
Calm down!
Just needs to calm down.
You see, I actually am really loving this. Oh god! This actually feels more like a fight, less like a dance.
Be gone from my sight.
There's the other Reaper, yeah.
You asshole, you stole my marker.
Maybe they had a reason. I don't know. Maybe we get a limit break reset.
Maybe there's a tank on
Wouldn't surprise me how this fight's going.
Ah, fuck.
Good. Now Mika's gonna die. Don't be anywhere. Just go home. We'll just go home and have a cup of tea and chill.
Why is it always tea? I get it. Why gotta be a nice, calm, stick drink?
Good. God.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm loving how fast paced this is. What is
that?
That is a getaway marker, I'm assuming, is what you're talking about.
Yeah, the blue one.
Yeah, that was a getaway marker.
Don't underestimate me.
Oh, I'm not, woman. I am not. I don't think I have the capacity to underestimate you anymore. I just have the capacity to be terrified.
Feel my fury.
What's the other thing like?
Says that she was a good
Know
commander.
your place.
She meant it.
No one was like.
Almost like power, and she is very powerful. She's been eating all of her dragon babies.
Fucking this bullshit again. Oh, good.
Almost dead.
Just die!
No! I will not be denied!
Zero.
You will be denied.
We have
Zero,
dinner,
can you please cut her down now?
Oh, fuck.
I'm gonna
Get chill pill, fuck!
I'm gonna just
I didn't die. I survived.
I'm gonna just
I don't want to. I don't want him anymore. We go home.
we go.
I'm scared. Fucking hell.
Well, there's only one thing for it.
Oh, God. Shut the fuck up. Someone just slapped her ass. Nice days. Okay. All right, let's get out of here.
Press at the same
God
time.
damn.
Thank
Wait for
you,
us,
Zero.
Hades. Wait for us, Hades.
I can't.
There's still time. With more of the dragon's ether, I can yet.
Holy shit. That was a lot.
You're finished.
There she goes.
Disable auto advance, please.
When it will stop, I will. Probably gonna have an echo. Come on, please give us the echo. Come on. The one time we want it to work, it doesn't work. Alright, there we go. I'll be waiting at each door.
I see you've bested Barbariccia. Well done.
I am there.
Alright, I'm at Y'shtola's line.
Go.
Enable auto advance.
Let's go and not talk, because I need to breathe.
Breathing's for the weak. I want to be weak.
Her minions too are all crystallized or scattered. The day is ours.
What of my sister? Tell me you learned something about Ashdaya. So the Archfiend and her crystal yielded not.
Our efforts have not been entirely fruitless. We have deprived your sister's captor of another powerful champion. With Zero, we may yet challenge Golbez and his minions.
Indeed. We could not have come this far without your aid. Thank you, Zero.
I but fulfilled my part of the bargain. And now I will have my...
That's not good.
Zero.
You okay there, Bloodborne woman?
Zero.
Her ether is nearly spent. Perhaps unsurprising given how much power she used.
Reach her up.
I wouldn't
Feed the
want to
woman.
face another Archfiend without her. We should hurry back to Zero's domain.
Agreed. Eager though I am to continue, it would be unwise to risk our lives for the sake of haste. Let us suspend the mission and tend to Zero.
It's gonna be a time when I fight that on my main.
You're a mage.
Well, now you know what you're dealing with.
Yeah. God, I'm sorry. I need to be right back for a second. That was stressful. I need some water and maybe a snack. I don't know. I am still a little giddy. That was a lot. I'll be back in a bit.
We haven't had a trial fight in the main quest that intense since Shinryu.
I mean...
Like one that made us really shit ourselves.
I mean, the first half started off like a pretty typical trial fight. We're like, that was a bit harder than,
Then she went all
Scandinavian.
punchy everything, and
Yeah,
it just
she
literally
turned to a goddamn
everywhere. The poor caster! The poor casters!
what are they meant to do?
Can you
in
imagine
those
being
parts?
Can you imagine being a black mage doing that?
Run like a headless chicken until she's down and got out of her system. Maybe cast that one spell that you can actually do on the move.
So yeah, that fight was pretty damn good.
Yeah, I mean, she changed form. I do remember that. The rest of that was new. That's different.
Well, she did have tornadoes.
She did. In the actual fight, she kind of, if she changes form into what almost looks like the bandaged hair form, that's normally when she'd surround herself in like a tornado. She'd be invulnerable for a bit. You gotta do specific actions to get her out of it. She did not turn into a monk and kick the shit out of us.
So, of the 4 fiends, which was the worst?
I got Fire, who... I remember Fire was a bit of a dick. The Water was very Lethulian. I don't remember Fire's gimmick. Oh yeah, Fire has a gimmick where he would put his cloak across his body, and at that point he would reflect all attacks on you.
I really hope they don't put that in this. That'd be very annoying.
Yeah, you kind of have to just kind of defend yourself until he put the cloak down.
Kane could get past it, though. Anyways, I'm back. I had a pint of water. I have brought with me a, what was once formerly a cup-large measuring spoon that is now filled with tiny tomatoes, which I will be nibbling on as we proceed.
You have strange coping mechanisms.
It's all that's available to snack on, and I need more healthy food anyway.
Stola, cat mom.
Ritra, feed the woman before she fades.
Though Zero remains unconscious, she appears otherwise fine. Insofar as I can discern, at any rate. Being part void scent, her physiology may be rather different from ours. Let us observe her for a while as we discuss our next move.
Taking down 2 archfiends in 1 day. Asim's crystal has now been added to the codex.
Hey, Bobo.
Oh.
Wash on.
Ritra.
Doggon.
Disabling text auto advance in case this isn't voiced.
It is not.
How long do you suppose she will remain this way?
I haven't the faintest inkling, nor can I say whether the ether we can afford to share will be enough to awaken her. It would be best to take her back with us to the source. There she would be guaranteed all she requires.
Oh, she'll wake up with a surprise.
Can we do that?
Yeah, we have an open gateway. As long as that doesn't close, she can come.
Zero cannot give her consent, but it seems we have no choice. The alternative would be to leave her here defenseless. Should she later desire it, we can bring her home.
Is this really a good idea?
It's the only option we really have at present.
But I ask you to hold on to BARBARICCIA's memoria. It may yet serve a purpose.
I really feel like we should bring in Unkalai and Cilia.
We have an M.
Oh, what happened to her? You have business with Zero? We have a newcomer, a former minion of BARBARICCIA. Let her know when she wakes, will you? BARBARICCIA's minion.
Why not go and find this newcomer, so we have something to tell Zero, if nothing else?
Indeed. May I trouble you to join me? With luck, we may learn something of Gulbez.
When we were children, my brother and I used to pronounce it Golbies.
Not the bees.
Yeah, that woman was definitely eating her dragon Wheaties.
that a reference to something that I just don't understand? Dragon Wheaties?
Because I've been eating their
Literally,
Wheaties.
they've been literally been eating off Ashdaya for God knows how long.
So that's the void sent.
You're the ones who felled Barbariccia. I won't make trouble. I'll obey, so please let me stay.
If you would obey, then tell me all you know of Gulbez.
There isn't much I can tell. Only the Archfiends are allowed into his domain, wherever it is. None but they know.
I see. No better way to guard oneself than keeping one's location secret. How does Gulbez communicate with his minions afield?
He has these scepters? Staves? Whatever they are, he uses them to talk to those far away.
Not unlike link pearls, at least in function. That will be all. My thanks for your cooperation. My thanks to you as well for affording me the time. I am satisfied, so let us rejoin the others and head home.
So can she just like literally eat off the land if we take her to the source?
Maybe.
Well, it has more virulent ether than just darkness everywhere.
I trust you understand that once we leave the 13th, we will not return until we are prepared to resume our search. Knowing this, are you ready to depart?
We'll be back next patch, I presume.
Probably.
And hell,
You ready?
And now this might become an actual, more expanded hub come an expansion. So it is.
Maybe. It'll be cool. We ready to go then?
Let's go.
Apparently.
Hal, maybe they'll give this place an ether right eventually.
Back to Troya then, and thence home.
So who's carrying Zero?
Suppose Justinian is.
I suppose Justinian. Make the elf man carry the one.
I mean, he's like the biggest and physically, probably like the most physically capable of lugging her around.
That does probably.
If we try, do we have like a minute timer?
What?
We carry things, we tend to drop them after a minute mechanically.
We all look fucking
you're
exhausted.
all safe. Thank the sisters.
Oh, also, ready?
And this is. Alright, this is voice, so whenever we are ready to enable auto events,
Alright, I'm ready.
Yep.
begin.
A moment while I close the gate.
Alright, seal up the portal.
There. We may rest easy for now. Was there any trouble? I expect some void scent slipped through.
A few did, aye. But we were ready and dealt with them without incident.
That is well. I cannot thank you enough for your vigilance.
Yes, yes, you're grateful. But aren't you forgetting something more important? You know, the polite but warm formalities one delights in hearing when their little brother returns from a long journey.
It's casualness in front of an elder dragon.
You
Indeed.
literally talk to a great
You
one
are
like
right.
a little brother.
It is good to be home again, among those who I love dearly and missed so much.
And we are glad to receive you, Vashan. Welcome home.
Chambers have been prepared for your use at Megaduta. Let us take Zero there at once.
I want to see him big brother scolding Vitra when he's in his full dragon form.
I don't think he has the balls for that.
I think
Like, when he's in this body, maybe, but the full dragon body is a bit intimidating.
But it's the same guy.
Megaduta intended.
We've been expecting you. If you would follow me, I will show you to the guest chambers.
Yeah.
Is this to be our new Revenant's Toll for a while? Our new Rising Stones?
Good you return to the wiki.
Our mission took many an unexpected turn. I am relieved that we have all returned safely.
Fast enough.
You on
Did
second?
Jackson?
You on the
Alright,
second?
second
I'm ready.
dialogue?
I'm on the second one. I couldn't stop anytime.
Right.
We good?
But before you all enjoy the rest you have earned a dozen times over, I would
Now I'm
consult you on one last matter.
Good to go?
Yep, I'm gone.
Zero.
While she appears none the worse for wear, she remains locked in slumber,
Elsa's will be a new
and I cannot help but worry. Is there aught we can do to expedite her recovery? If her ether is exhausted, perhaps I can share some of mine now.
In the wastelands of the 13th, one can only replenish ether by taking it from others, be it by trade or by force. In contrast, the source is rich in ambient ether. Simply being here and drawing breath, Zero will absorb what she needs.
Then we need but wait?
I believe so. She will awaken in time, and when she does, give her something to eat. Judging by her form, she should also be able to derive nourishment from food. I know you promised her your ether, but perhaps she might appreciate fine Harnish cuisine more.
Probably hasn't eaten in a couple thousand years.
Food can certainly be arranged.
Yeah, I think she's still gonna want the ether.
Available make ether pies.
She looks like any other person. Unsurprising, perhaps, given that she is only part void sent.
Zero said before that Xenos had altered her essence. A change wrought, I suspect, with the power of darkness. It acted upon the part of her that is void sent, rendering it dominant. Thus we were able to reverse it with the power of light. I labor to believe that Xenos possessed such arcane knowledge. In all likelihood, it came from Fandaniel.
Like you were saying, Hades.
Were Zero wholly void sent, I doubt the crystal would have had an
Fandaniel
effect on her. One might say that Hydaelyn had a hand in your meeting.
'Tis no exaggeration to say that Zero has proven herself invaluable. A boon from Heidelin herself. Her cooperation may come at a price, but whatever it is, I am willing to pay it. Exhausting though it may be at times.
Next quest. I imagine we're getting close to the end.
Probably. Ishtola. If I may excuse myself, I wish to pay a visit to the High Crucible. While the scales functioned admirably, it would be prudent to have them inspected for signs of degradation.
By all means, I shall do the same for this vessel. Then I'll go and meet with the soldiers, share with them what I learned fighting Voidset in the 13th. What of you, my friend? Have you any immediate plans?
Well, and our next order of business would be Pandemonium.
For now, bottom option.
I'm just worried about Zero.
In that case, might I trouble you with a small task? I wish to have food ready for Zero when she awakens, you see. Would you be willing to go to Merid's Main and ask for suitable refreshments? Excellent. In the meantime, Nidana shall watch over Zero. She is already en route. Let us each tend to our respective businesses and reconvene anon.
First thing she's gonna see when waking up is a big elephant lady.
Yeah, I would say they are telling people what she is, right?
The ones directly involved? Probably.
Like Elephant Lady will know what she is, like, before they just make her watch her, right?
Yeah, I imagine.
There's just things like, oh, by the way, this is a void scent. Oh, is it? Wait, what?
Part void scent.
Part void scent.
The exact ratio is unknown at present. I think the ratio actually fluctuates.
She's not gonna just try to eat everything, is she?
The point is, she's not full voice because something in her is holding back the full transformation.
All right, married.
1 second.
Where is the ne?
1 second.
The elf is.
That was the lookout point. I grabbed it.
One sec, I'm chewing.
Welcome to Merid's Main. Please make yourself comfortable. What? A guest of the Sartrap has collapsed from hunger? Of course I'd be happy to help. You need only tell me what you desire.
Most expensive dish just for good fish. Something like
a modest quantity of a living mortal's ether should suffice.
Wow.
What do we say?
I want to go to the third one.
Yeah, a rich and hearty meal with plenty of meat just sounds like it would be appropriate for Zero.
Aye. Because I don't think she's a vegetarian. And if we get the most expensive one, I think I fear Tataru will be looking over my shoulder.
I fear Tataru.
We'll turn up for her quest, Lazzy. I will get to that, but first, what did this I hear over in the Rotterdam?
Alright.
Well, that might be perfect for an adventurer coming to raid a treasure vault. I fear it would be too much for someone coming out of a long slumber. I would recommend something gentler on the stomach, like these apples here. They've just come in, and I can guarantee their freshness. Afterwards, once your guest feels better, she's welcome to sample whatever else we can provide. Just let me know.
I don't like you anymore.
Renee, she knows her shit, apparently. She makes a point.
Yeah.
But she also doesn't know anything with a half void sound.
Well, again, we don't even know if Zero's even eaten anything.
Probably hasn't. I don't think anything is anymore, and they don't traditionally eat a other Voidsent. In fact, she doesn't even seem to eat other Voidsent outright, so...
She takes either.
Okay. The Voidsent she fights, she turns into crystals.
Right. Ah, welcome back. Don't you worry, Mistress Nidan has been taking good care of our guest. Will you be joining them now?
Yes. I dropped a tomato and it went missing, and now I'm concerned because I don't want that decomposing on my floor.
Disable auto advance, just in case.
She'd be waking. Oh, she's gonna see Dana.
Light.
I wait on the voice line.
Yep.
No.
We're good?
We're good?
Let's go.
Down.
All right, let's go.
Light. Yes, there is light here. Welcome to the source, Zero.
Is this an inn? What happened? How did I get here?
Where's my hat?
I like her hair.
There's no time.
She looks good with her hat.
I must
I really
rejoin
like
the
her hair.
battle. I must...
Oh, I think she's remembering things. She's a bit confused.
Oh, you're awake! Wonderful!
Did I know you?
Ah! Ah!
Hi.
What is this? Some sort of fiend? A fiend? Where is it? Where?
Oh, God.
Where?
But this is no time for jokes. You're in the source, my dear. The world next door. So to speak. The others brought you here after you collapsed. I'll fetch them at once. Wait, just a moment.
Don't leave her alone, please.
I know that she talked about rejoining a battle. I'm guessing that was the fight during the floods. Well, literal flooding.
Possibly.
The failed fight against the Voidsent incursion.
Oh, well, she didn't run off.
Now she has a phobia of elephants.
Eat the apple, dear.
Vartron's back in the kid body.
I took the liberty of arranging refreshments. I hope you find them as flavorful
To avoid wearing
as
down
they
the fighting
are
one?
invigorating.
This isn't what you promised. I suppose ether is ether.
That's not quite how that works.
Well, that's one way to do it, I guess, but it'll probably taste nicer if you just bite
Wait. Don't tell me you don't know how to eat?
I took what I needed from it.
That's kind of how they
What's the
eat.
problem?
Where's the enjoyment in that? You're supposed to bite, to chew, to savor, and then swallow.
It's such a foreign concept to her. I love her confusion.
It's been a long time.
That's the way. So, did it taste good?
She's gonna start ravenously scarfing, isn't she?
I don't
You
know.
can even taste.
The long years without eating may have dulled your sense of taste.
Well, we Voidsent have no need for such when consuming others. There are some who speak of taste when describing the quality and affinity of their prey's ether. But I loathe the act. Taking ether in small amounts like this is one thing, but diluting my essence, diminishing myself, I'd sooner die. And I have died, countless times.
You have? But what happens when you do?
Not much. After a while, you return, together with all your expended life force. The important thing is to die where others won't devour you.
Amazing! My peers who study immortality and resurrection would be most interested in this phenomenon.
Just don't die while you're on the source, I won't involve.
The question of taste aside, I am glad that you are able to partake of food like us. I dare say it agrees with your personal preferences.
That's true. You can keep giving me the same on a regular basis.
Very well. As my guest, I shall see that you do not want for comfort. And one other thing. We brought you to our world without your consent, and for that, I apologize. If you wish it, we will return you to yours once you have regained your strength.
It's fine. I have no reason to go back. Except for yours, perhaps. You intend to cross over again, I take it.
I do. I have yet to find my sister. I want nothing more than to rush to her aid, to find this Golbez and free her from his clutches, if he still holds her captive.
Though if our recent experience has taught us anything, 'tis that the 13th is more dangerous than we ever imagined. Caution must be our watchword.
Better late than never. In the short time you spent in our world, you left a trail of chaos in your wake.
It's impressive in a world.
You managed to return in one piece this time. But don't assume you'll be so lucky the next.
Rest assured, we will make no assumptions and spare no preparation. Speaking of which, while we rest and ready ourselves, I ask that you tell me more about your home. In return, I will tell you about ours. I will show you my domain, Radzet Han.
Again, a stranger in this strange land. I have a condition. You must come too.
I'm kind of invested at this point.
You have my thanks.
I think she specifically wants us though, because she's still trying to figure out the whole friend thing that Xenos was on about.
Yeah.
Even though Xenos isn't the best example, but there you go.
Alright. Zero. This world is brimming with ether. I feel invigorated just standing here in the breeze. Glad am I to hear that. So, is there any place in particular you wish to see? Perhaps where that food came from. Apple, was it? While I don't expect I'll collapse again, it would be good to know where I can procure more if necessary. Merid's Main it is, then. I shall introduce you to the head waitress, Milil.
We need to introduce her to the concept of skill.
Money!
So how much easier would you like for these scrumptious apples?
Think of these coins as a substitute for your ether when trading for goods, knowledge, or services. It's not acceptable in all circumstances, but in civilizations like this, it usually gets across fine.
Any world that seems to have warriors, light and stuff, skill seems to be acceptable. Whether it's part of the source or just in the other universe.
I mean, the first still used gil, didn't it?
Kinda, sorta. Like there was like multiple paragraphs on why our gil was acceptable there, even though the currencies were radically different, technically speaking.
Other Final Fantasy realities in this little multiverse of theirs use gil as well, so I think they all.
Now that's like one of the recurring things, like Moogles or Chocobos.
The currency seems to be run consistent. See, we can take our money over to like EOS and be fine. So it might be a bit odd by the printing on the coin, but...
So, who do you think Golbez is more pissed at? Zero or us?
Yes.
I'm really curious about what, because obviously me and Brian know the twist of Golbez in 4, so I'm really curious how he's going to turn out here.
Maybe Golbez is us.
Ha!
Well, in Final Fantasy 4,
Let the way I see it, let's not keep looking for reflections of ourselves until the game tells us, hey, you just made a reflection of yourself.
So, Hades,
come on, Zero is so a reflection of
Hades,
us.
do you give a shit about spoilers for a game that's decades old? Final Fantasy 4.
I mean, when I eventually get to 4, I'll probably forget. What's up?
I was gonna say, regarding context of Golbez, again, tell me to stop if you don't want to hear any of as well as.
Again, I'll probably forget it by the time I get to
Final
4,
Fantasy
so
IV, he's your brother, and he isn't actually the bad guy, he's mind controlled.
The real bad guy is that Zeromus person I mentioned.
Yeah, like, towards the end of the, at the beginning of the third act, you knock Golbez from his mind control and you beat him and he switches sides to yours.
Alright, Zero.
This is the place. The air is different here, and I speak not of the heat. There's a texture to it, a fullness, unlike that of elsewhere.
Well, people do eat here.
You smell the cooking, I believe. Hennish cuisine is quite fragrant, and delicious, I hope you will agree.
Yes, if her sense of taste is dull, let's get her the spiciest thing. Get a jalapeno peppers.
Can we not traumatize
Dragon peppers.
the void? Can we not? Can we not?
Alright, Miliel.
Now let's show her Breacher's real form. See how she responds.
Well, Celestial will share some of her sun peppers.
Alright.
Welcome to Merit's Main. Greetings, Miliel, and may I introduce to you Zero. She is an esteemed guest, and I ask that you see to her meals during her stay. Ah, yes. Merit has told me all. Please come to us whenever you're hungry. We'll look after you. 'Twas here that our friend obtained the apple. While the palace cooks can prepare whatever you desire, it is certainly a quick and convenient food. I'll remember it. Who are the ones there, moving their bodies about? Is it for some ritual related to eating? The dancers? They move their bodies to bring pleasure to those who are watching. It is a form of entertainment, part of our culture. How needlessly complicated. We Voidsent prefer simpler pleasures. That may be the way of it now, but your world too must have had such complicated diversions once. I don't remember. Let us move on. I propose we visit Balshan Bazaar, where goods the world over may be found.
I like how Miliel doesn't even question the line. Wait, Voidsent?
That's what I was about to say, like...
They must have been informed about Zero's nature.
I would she just used to our bullshit by now.
I mean...
Funky things just tend to happen around these people. Let's just roll with it.
I mean, I guess it kind of...
We're like Commander Shepard. We always pick up the weird ones.
I mean, in fairness, it probably would be better that we did mention it, because if they found out and knew that we were keeping it from them, wouldn't they be a little bit pissed?
I don't know. As an aside, I really want her scythe for when I'm in Reaper mode on my main. That is a cool looking scythe.
I want her whole fucking outfit.
The rest of the outfit's fine, but specifically I want the scythe. I already have my Reaper F sword.
Is that just
Anyway,
unique? Is it just unique to her, or is it like a...
I get the feeling that is a unique armor set to her. We might be able to cosplay as her at some point.
It'll
But...
be on the shop at some point for real money.
Probably.
What are all these things for? What do you do here? This is a marketplace where people buy and sell goods.
Since its earliest days, Radzatan has served as a trading hub, and here you'll find not only local products, but wares from distant lands. I should mention that the vendors generally only accept payment in coin or tomestones. If there is aught you desire, I shall take care of it.
So that's what tomestones are for. Void sent returned with them on occasion, but I never knew their purpose.
I mean, they're originally
They struck me as
They were originally smartphones, but then apocalypse has happened and it's a whole thing.
They struck me as useless trinkets, and I couldn't understand your obsession with them.
On that subject, there appear to be no shops in the 13th. Do you never make bargains in which possessions are exchanged?
We do, but rarely. We strike bargains when we want something done. If we desire an object, we kill whoever has it.
I see.
Very blunt.
Your bargains may be likened to employment, I believe. I shall bear this in mind. With that, let us continue on. I propose we head to the Crucible of Alchemia.
Just like if we had an object we desired, we killed the one who owned it. Just very blunt.
I still like how elegant smartphones became a currency in the future.
I mean, to be fair, each one can only hold a small amount of information. That's why there are so many different types.
Zero just like I lost my train of thought there a second.
She's very pragmatic.
She's very jaded from spending a few thousand years in a world devoid of anything but darkness and connect.
I mean, born in a world without death, she treats death like it's.
I mean,
kind of
she
like
was born before that was a full thing. She remembers like the final war.
Anyway, let's see here. This one's wearing a robe, so that makes this one a woman because they're covering their chest. That's the only way you can really tell the males and females apart in this game, as far as I can tell.
She's a recolor of Nadana, that's how you can tell.
Or Nidana's a recolor of these ones, but anyway.
Master Vitra, how may we serve you this evening? If you're here for your vessel, I'm afraid we're still tending to it.
No, there is no rush. Pray take as much time as you require, and know that I have complete faith in your work. The High Crucible is home to the finest alchemists. They are the ones who created my bodies, and can provide you with healing as well. Now that I think on it, you weren't at all surprised when I changed forms. Were you aware of my nature from the start, that I was a soul occupying a vessel not my own?
It is hardly uncommon in our world. When given the chance, many shed their bodies to claim stronger ones. Oh, you must be the rumored guest. We've been most eager to meet you. If you have a moment, would you care to stay for some tea? The sisters know we'd love to hear your tales.
The Augustinian run.
No, I've had enough food for now. I can always obtain more without the need for an chatter.
Now, no need to decline outright. I dare say you are tired, so let us save it for another time and return to Megadita. If aught catches your eye en route, do not hesitate to say so.
Onward.
I'm just really hoping we don't have to
flute us. Yee.
So, like, I'm just really hoping we don't have a scene where, like, Zero, like, something either pisses her off or, like, she sees something she wants and she ends up killing somebody.
I mean, she probably is well aware of the fact that, doing that would piss us off, and she doesn't have any desire for us to whoop her ass again.
Again?
Yeah, remember? She was Xenos' avatar, and we whooped her ass back then, too.
I mean, we're more on whooping his ass.
By her own admission, she lost to us once. She doesn't want to lose to us again. So,
I mean,
doing anything to piss us off and invoke our wrath is probably not something she has in mind.
I mean, I guess. Like,
Also, again, she's generally quoting how things are on the 13th. What we've seen, she doesn't typically do that kind of stuff herself.
I mean, I don't know, just more... Like, I see more of that fight was between us and Xenos, because the avatars only kind of help a little bit.
Either way, point remains.
Fair enough.
Disable text auto advance.
Some sort of fruit?
Pitiful things, though. I imagine you'd need a lot to derive any satisfaction.
These are mulberry trees. While the fruits are indeed edible, more important are the leaves, which we feed to silkworms. Without the creatures, we wouldn't have the silk to make our famous Thavnarian weave. Furthermore, shut up. Furthermore, the bark of the tree also possesses medicinal properties. You would be hard-pressed to find a more useful plant.
Is that so? Aside from food, I wouldn't have considered any other purpose for it.
Master Vitra! And you too!
Children! The one who was being pressured into being a little sphincter. I forgot the word. Fleecer, that was it.
Ah, if it isn't young Mered. And that must be your sister Yasra. Is all well at the orphanage?
Yes, Your Excellency. The other children are very nice, and we all look out for one another. Oh, just the other day, Estinian came to see us. Everyone was really excited.
Truly? Estinian paid you a visit? That is well.
Is she a new friend?
Friend. You know what that is?
What? You mean you don't?
She is a visitor from a faraway land, you see, and is still unfamiliar with our language.
Then we'll teach you. A friend is someone you like to play with.
Play with.
Damn the word play.
Xenos seemed to be enjoying himself when he fought you. Is that the same thing?
I
mean, from his point of view, maybe?
From his point of view, more or less.
Which one?
Do we want to give her the idea that friendship is killing someone you like?
I want to probably say absolutely not.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
That's not it.
Let's leave Xenos to Xenos, shall we?
That ain't it, Chief.
Then I'm no closer to understanding it. We have traversed the great expanse. But why he traversed the great expanse? Why he risked life and limb for you?
Or for just because he wanted to fight us, but...
But I waste energy dwelling on such things. I am not Xenos. I stand to gain nothing by knowing his heart.
I'm sorry I couldn't explain it well.
There's no need to apologize. The fault is not yours, but mine for failing to make sense of your words.
We'd better get back to our errand. Goodbye. It was nice meeting you.
What we really need to do is just sit here in front of nine seasons of MLP.
What are these pony things? Daryl, why are you staring at us?
Her eyes are closed on my screen.
I mean, she stared at us for a bit. Well, she turned in our direction.
0.
Through Xenos, I thought I understood the ways of your world.
He's a really
But the more
example.
But the more I learn of it, the more I realize how little I actually know. It's all so strange. Your behavior and your reasons. I find myself baffled at every turn. But the feeling is not unwelcome. I'm learning, bit by bit. It was the right decision to join you.
See? We're becoming friends already.
Buried memory. Alright, last quest of the patch.
I believe Zero's time has been rewarding, and was in no small part due to your company. My thanks for agreeing to join us. Come, let us return to Megaduta.
Yeah, back here.
Oh god, you have your bow out. Why? No! Why? No, stop. Fuck you.
Think about bows. Doesn't matter if people are running away.
You do know she has magic.
I think spells mostly, aside from that one where she hit you in the face with a rock.
There are many offensive spells that she has.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, she has Holy that can stun you.
You cannot escape me.
Sure I can. I just skipped his line and went straight in to get away from you.
You said he's still there on my screen, you're right next to me.
Alright, I'll wait at first dialogue box, whatever it is.
So, what are your impressions of Radzatan?
Alright, go.
There's a lot of mortals.
I mean, yeah. It's a mortal city.
Considering your origin, I can see why that might be your first observation. Though they would call each other people, I think. If you wish to know about our fair city, I should be glad to place a guide at your disposal.
No need. I'll show myself around. There's only so much about my home I can share with you in return, after all. While I remember some few tales of the past, I cannot speak to their authenticity. But if that is enough, then I will tell you of the events that saw darkness engulf our world. The Contra Memoria.
We are all ears. Please.
Long ago, light filled the world and all was at peace. But then the servants of darkness came, and they bequeathed a black art unto men,
Wonder who they could possibly be.
channeling the power of hope and prayer.
Oh shit.
One could call forth fearsome beings, known as Eidolons.
Eidolons.
That's their word for
The Ascians. And these Eidolons are surely primals.
Don't the Garleans use the word
Then you have
Eidolon,
faced
too?
the same,
They use icon.
and understand that when an Eidolon is birthed, strife follows. And in such strife, the weak are the first to suffer. When it seemed the world would be plunged into chaos, heroes appeared. They who were blessed with a singular power. The power to bind the ether of Eidolons within crystals known as Memoria. My mother was one such Memoriate. But in fighting to save many, she herself was touched by darkness. As was I.
And so you were born part Voidsent, before the world was overcome.
How exactly did that calamity come to pass? Did the Memoriates not triumph?
They did. They expunged the seeds of chaos and restored the peace, only to find themselves seduced by the darkness they had sealed.
That's what Uncle I said too.
Apparently it's pronounced Unakalhai, but yeah.
They spread the taint, transforming men into monsters, what you call Voidsent, and raised armies to wage new wars.
Not the first to be corrupted by power, nor the last.
Some defied temptation and held fast to the light. My mother and I among them. For years and years we fought, but it was not enough. And when our strength was spent, our bulwarks broken, so too was the world.
The flood of darkness.
The stars faded from the heavens as a pall black as pitch enveloped creation. Darkness raged unchecked, rending the very walls of reality. I was cast into the rift, and there trapped for what felt like an eternity. Until I came upon a crack. Tiny, infinitesimal, but enough for me to squeeze through. And find my world changed beyond recognition, into the lightless waste you saw.
So that is how you were able to escape becoming a void scent in full.
She dodged it.
I suppose I should consider myself fortunate. Were I like most others, I wouldn't have lasted a day before being devoured. We, the lost, are better equipped to survive in a lost world.
A lost world, you say? I wouldn't be so sure. The 13th is still there, is it not?
What are you getting at?
To explain requires that we initiate you into the truth of the source and its reflections. Be warned that this will take a while.
Recap of the entire plot. I think the first will be of most interest to her.
World devoured by light.
Be rebalanced.
It is possible. It'll take a while.
Like I said, it would be a multi-generational terraforming project, essentially.
Unless we have an expansion to find another cheaty way.
Then, unlike the worlds that have been rejoined, mine still...
Yeah, Iggy all fucked up, so you guys lived.
The Oracle of Light prevented the first from being completely overcome. So the situation may not be completely identical to that of your 13th. But the fact remains that we were able to restore a measure of balance to a world brought to the brink of destruction. After which, some intrepid young souls succeeded in restoring life back to lands thought lost to light.
Eden reference.
Which gives me cause to hope the day may yet come when life springs forth anew in the 13th. Of course, these are only possibilities. I offer no guarantees. But having experienced what we have, I dare say we are more qualified than most to speak on the matter.
Wait, I don't understand. Why would you say these things? As if you mean to... But the sole reason you came to the Void was...
To find a dragon, aye. And in light of what we've seen, we'd be fools to strive for more. But we Scions, former Scions, begging your pardon, have a habit of not leaving well enough alone. And old habits die hard, don't they, my friend?
Yes.
Yeah, if in the process of trying to find Ashdaya we can solve this, yeah, sure.
Former Scions in quotes.
Restoring the light would serve our efforts to find and free Ashdaya. There is no reason not to try.
Do as you will. I have no desire to save that world.
Be that as it may, we will have need of your power when next we face Void Scent.
You know how it works. If you want my help, you must pay my price. And now that you've drawn Golbez's attention, it's going to cost you more. A lot more.
And hey, we can shelter you from him here, so maybe that could suffice as part of it.
I will consider this a deposit.
So do we want to get the other Scions in on what we're doing here, or leave them to do their own shit?
Give it a few more patches, I think. Everyone will turn up in time.
Bring the twins, bring Norianje, thank
I was gonna start like, you went to another world without me.
Well, we're going now because this is clearly going to be the next expansion.
What the fuck, my friend? You told me you would take me on an adventure. The trip to Alzadal's Legacy was great, but come on! You thought I would want to miss this?
We're literally in the process of taking you to heaven.
Fuck heaven! Those guys are cryptic as bullshit. This is cool! Alright, Vashan.
Vashan, let's finish up.
I've also noticed that she does a thing quite often where she will demand payment for something and then will kind of think from her head, this'll do, and then just go along with it.
I think she's just trying to play tough. I think she's starting to grow on us.
Yeah. I've done it a couple times where demanding payment, but she already has it in mind.
Though our time in the void was short, we managed to ascertain that my sister yet lives, and it cannot be overstated how fortunate we are to have met Zero. But the greater blessing is nevertheless you, my friend, for your encouragement to embark upon my search anew and your help in overcoming the challenges thus far.
That helped.
That's what we do.
What the Why?
It's a void sent.
Why is...
Are you gonna get that?
Why is there just a little squidgy fucking eyeball?
I think they missed one.
Gulbez and his minions will seek to stymie our efforts. Of this we can be sure. But with you all at my side, I have confidence that we will succeed. That we will find and liberate my sister. And that we shall return home together.
Well, if our world is in danger, we need to find one that is.
We Scions have a bad habit of not leaving well enough alone.
Ain't that the truth?
One more in the
Alright.
Meanwhile,
Patch and cutscene.
Yeah, Legion of Doom. Here we go.
So how pissed do you think he is at us?
Probably very. He's down 2 Archfiends in as many days. Unless Barbariccia somehow survived and just ran, but no, she got sealed.
She got sealed.
Wait for me at dialogue, please.
First Scarmiglione, and now Barbariccia. Useless, the both of them.
Alright, I'm there.
I am them. Done?
Yep, I'm there. Let's go.
Let's go.
'Twas no lie. They conspire with a Memoriad.
And their search for the dragon will lead them here. The war looms nigh. We cannot allow these interlopers to interfere.
If I may, my lord, I have a plan to eliminate them. In order to guarantee its success, however, I will require Cagnazzo's cooperation. Now there's sport to be had, then I'll play along. As much as I dislike following your lead, I have no patience for scheming.
Well and good to have confidence, but do not forget the cost of failure.
Rest assured, I will see the dream to fruition. Even should I be consumed by my own flames, I will pave the way for one and all.
Which makes sense for Rubicante.
Then I will trust in your oath and your plan.
We will give you cause to rejoice, my lord. This I vow. Ha-ha! So Some excitement for a change.
No sacrifice is too great. Even should my 4 archfiends be lost, I will not halt my steps. The prison of passivity is an obstacle to my cause, and so you must fall.
Looks like the Watcher.
An ancient, really? Right.
What irony that the blessed damned should set us free.
So he's had encountered Ascians before.
You think the Watcher might just straight up be fucking Fusoya?
Blessed damn.
As I swore so long ago.
How can it be the Watcher though? He didn't die that way.
Don't know.
He has some beef.
Everybody's got a beef with them.
The gate lies open. At long last, my ambition shall be fulfilled.
Regarding Golbez here. What if it turns out he's the shard of Zodiac that was in the 13th that woke up after the failed rejoining?
Possible.
Golbez.
It would explain why he's so damn powerful. And his beef with the Ascians, maybe.
Or at least ones of light that were following Heidelin.
Yeah, a prison of passivity
That was a white
would
road.
refer, and a prison of passivity that would refer to the same type of prison that stored Zodiac on the moon,
That would mean that Golbez is a Zodiac.
or at least a piece of him.
Well,
that means we're not done with Zodiac.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm just grasping at straws here. That's a hypothesis with very little information, with very little proof to back it up. We're all just theorizing here. We're probably all 1,000% wrong.
Oh, well, next patch I'm sure we'll deal with 2 more fiends and then probably have a bit more information on our current BBG.
Well, anyways, shall we go park our asses by the Pandemonium start and pick that up next time we play?